Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from ZoZoStockWatch.com for the week ahead, and we'll go ahead and get into all that right now. We'll go through what earnings are going to be coming up for the week, some of the economic information coming up for the week ahead. So bulls defended. We talked about this many times on the previous videos. This 150 SMA area, we came down to about that 282 area on the SPY was defended. It's right around the 150 SMA. They popped us up over this consolidation here. And then Friday, we came up to about that 50 SMA, the dark blue moving average you see here, and the light blue 10 SMA kind of got rejected there. But Bulls Friday did defend this 290 area, took us up off of that around 12:30, 1 o'clock area on Friday, and into the close, a nice push right underneath these moving averages here, and then a little bit of a trail off into the close on Friday. But let's see, the stock market, ends a wild week. Not too bad. The Dow Jones was down 91 points. The transports down 117 for Friday. Nasdaq minus 80, and the S&P 500 minus 19. China, U.S. trade talks still not improving. Talk of canceling in September. So possible canceling of the China-U.S. talks being mentioned by President Trump. Basically an inside day. Friday for the SPY, the 50 SMA, your resistance area. 50 SMA currently on the SPY is about 293.29, and then above that you have the 10 SMA 293.19. So for I guess we'll say that the SPY basically right now needs to get up over these highs from Friday. And the high Friday on the SPY was 293.24. We have a previous high on Thursday of 293.62. So watch and see if the bulls can take over and recapture this 294 area from the previous week here. Back here, that was Friday 8-2 on the August 2nd. All right, so we'll be watching to see that. And then let's see if the bears can break us down below these previous lows here of 290 right now. And if that breaks, that area breaks, then who knows, maybe we'll get another retest of this 150 SMA for the SPY. Let's go ahead and look at some of the sectors in the market. So to the plus side for the week, JNUG was up almost 19% for the week. Nugget climbing 18%. Silver having a very nice week, up almost 5% on silver. The GLD was up 4% for the week. And to the downside, for the week, you had the OIH, the services sector stocks, continue to move down, breaking down below that 13 area, broke 12 on Friday. Names like Schlumberger, Rig, Halliburton, all bleeding lower on these names. We had the SLX. This is the SLX. This is the steel index here. For the week, that was down 5% for the week. KWEB, the China internet stocks, minus 3% for the week. The FXI, the China stocks, down 3% for the week. The KRE down 2% for the week on the regional banks there for the KRE. Oil this week dropping 2%, light sweet crude oil. Now we did hold above that $50 area, came down and tested it this week, but we are holding above $50 on light sweet crude oil. Still below the momentum moving averages here, still below $55 on light sweet crude oil. The ETF for light sweet crude oil Friday, we did get a move up in oil, up 4% on light sweet crude oil, up 3% on the ETF for oil currently. So, kind of a bounce here off of this 1050 ETF. Still has the momentum moving averages in the way, still has 1150 in the way. As far as some of the sectors for the week, to the downside, the XOP for the week down 4% for the week. The XME, metals and mining, that was also down 3% for the week. The XHE, healthcare and equipment sector, down 3% for the week. To the upside, the aerospace and defense sector ETF, that was up almost 2% for the week. The XLRE, the real estate REITs, that was up 1.80%. Utilities got a little bit of movement this week, up 1% on the utilities. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Finviz Heat Map for the S&P 500. Facebook, a lot of red on our screens. Intel down almost 3% on the day Friday. Oracle taking a hit. Facebook down 1.25. Google down almost 1.5. Microsoft down almost 1% on the day. Amazon down 1.33%. TXN taking a hit, down 3% on Friday. AVGO Broadcom was actually up 1.75% for the day. So kind of a mixed bag in the semiconductor space. J&J was up fractionally. Merck was up fractionally. Amgen popping 6% on Friday. I'll show you some of the news from Friday from the trade exchange in a moment. We had the ExxonMobil down 2%, CVX dropping. A little bit of buying came into Disney, was up fractionally for the day on Friday. We also had ABT moving up. Abbott Labs up 1.25% on Friday. So pretty much a red, mostly red heat map. American Express jumped 0.75%. PayPal down almost 2% on the day. As far as some of your top gainers for Friday, RKDA, we traded this at ZoZoStockWatch on Friday in the morning. We got a really nice move a couple of times out of RKDA, so a nice mover on Friday, up over 127%, top gainer. PBYI, LXRX, APPN, NVRO, CYRX, LVGO, HCHC, JHX. To the downside, VRay, FTCH, CISN, True got hit after their earnings. PUMP took a hit after their earnings. YRCW, same thing, all taking hits on their earnings. So here's some of your top 10 losers, courtesy of the trade exchange. Calendar of events coming up for the week ahead. Monday, really not anything to mention as far as economic worries. So then Tuesday, we have the 8:30, the CPI numbers coming out on Tuesday, the 13th this week. We get Red Book sales. We also get that API crude information coming out on Tuesday after the bell. Wednesday, the MBA mortgage applications. We get Atlanta Fed business. If you notice, there's no Fed speak for next week. Looks like Fed is taking a break this week, which is good. We also get on Thursday, we get the Philadelphia Fed business at 8:30, retail sales at 8:30. So a lot of numbers coming out at 8:30 on Thursday. We get consumer sentiment on Friday, which is coming out. Oil numbers, EIA, petroleum, forgot to mention Wednesday, the 14th. So this calendar, courtesy of the trade exchange. I'll put this down in the comments section of this video if you want to check it out. If you click on the green here, you can see all the various earnings coming out from the trade exchange. It's a nice little calendar feature that they have. As far as earnings whisper and some of the larger names coming out, for the week ahead, courtesy of Earnings Whisper. VFF, Village Farms, reporting after the bell on Monday. So they'll be reporting. And then we move into JD.com reporting earnings before the open on Tuesday. TLRY, another cannabis name, reporting TLRY after the bell on Tuesday. So a couple of cannabis names reporting this week. We had Cronus Group reported last week. So now VFF, which had actually a nice day on Friday. TLRY also will be reporting this week. Macy's will be reporting Wednesday before the open on letter M. Cisco, CSCO. Also on Monday, you're going to get Barrick Gold reporting, and then Cisco, the food services company, SYY, symbol there for Cisco Foods. So they'll be reporting Monday. Then we move into Thursday. We have Alibaba, BABA, Walmart, JCPenney, which is now below $1, taking a big hit there. Canadian Solar, Tapestry will be reporting. NVIDIA, Applied Materials will be reporting. And then we get a software company, PagSeguro, will be reporting after the bell on Thursday. John Deere reports Friday before the bell. Some of the news that hit the tape on Friday. Amgen wins a patent case on Embryol. So that was moving Amgen up on Friday going into the close. This news courtesy of the Trade Exchange. Let's see. Trump, North Korea leader Kim says missile testing will stop when U.S. and South Korea joint exercises end. AQXB, Baker Brothers increased stake to 48.2% on that name. We also have some top insider purchases. You can halt the video here, pause it, and check those top insider purchases for yourself. Let's see, we have some news from out of Russia. Tesla Model S crashes, some flames there. Hope everybody is okay. That coming out of Russia. Still CBS Viacom merger talks. This coming from Charles Gasparino tweet. You can pause the video, read that for yourself. So CBS Viacom story is developing. Some stocks that did some S3s. We had EGLE, Galt, Form S3, over 1 million of common stock. MNOV filed S3, 200 million, mixed shelf on MNOV. And that's some of your news that came out Friday after the bell. RKDA was a big mover on Friday. Amgen was getting some big moves on Friday. AMD was very strong. Got an upgrade from RBC on advanced micro devices. And that news courtesy of the Trade Exchange. Let's go ahead and look at some of the other markets real quick. So the IWM now, trying to hang at this 200 SMA below the 50 SMA on the IWM. The SMH, after trying to rebound here back above the 50 SMA, but below our 10 SMA, below that 115 area on the SMH, trying to hold above 108, 105 area on the SMH. IBB, we'll take a look at that. Still below the 200 SMA. The XBI holding above the 200 SMA, but not able to recapture the 20 SMA, the red moving average you see here on the daily chart. So a lot of work to do there in that. The VIX itself is back below 20. So some of the volatility coming out of the markets this week after that big burst up above 24. Now we've pulled back here on the VIX, remaining below the 20 SMA. I'm sorry, underneath the 20 handle here on the VIX. But we'll see what's going to transpire. Back above 20 means a lot of volatility coming into the market. So keep an eye on the VIX and that 20 handle. Let's see, what else did I want to mention? As far as some of the sectors, year to date, Just wanted to go over this real quickly. The TAN, the solar ETF, year to date is up 66% year to date on the TAN GLD year to date. The GLD year to date right now is up about 17%. Nugget year to date is up 125%. JNUG also up about 107%. That might be also due to they did splits on those, reverse splits, to get those back up to price. So that might be a factor in that. But I wanted to point out the TAN up 66% year to date. The IPO ETF is up 35% year to date. The SMH still remains above 28% for the year. The software ETF IGV, that is still up 25% for the year. The Qs themselves up 21% year to date. So just want to point out a few of those things. So the market, it has been pulling back a little bit, but for the year, we're still up quite a bit. Let's go ahead and look at some of the stocks that were moving for this week. Some of your better stocks this week. AMD jumping 16%. This is a weekly chart that I'm showing you right now, and AMD with a big move up this week, up 16%. McDonald's had a good week this week over in the Dow, up 3% for the week. Yelp, after their earnings coming out, up 4% for the week on Yelp. May want to keep an eye on Yelp. Looks like it's trying to maybe turn the corner there. NOC, Northrop Grumman, this was up 9% for the week. LMT, this stock moving 4% for the week as money goes into the defense contractors. RTN up 4% for the week. CVS had earnings this week, jumping almost 6.5% for the week. WW trying to make that turn, up 39% for the week after their earnings beat expectations on Weight Watchers. STMP pushing up this week, 27% on STMP. Stamps.com, you can see this chart has been wrecked after their last couple of earnings. This earnings report gave it a pop, so that one moving up for the week. Sedge, an Israeli solar company, jumping 27% for the week. Big move up there in Sedge. CVNA reported earnings this week, up 25%. Roku had earnings this week. That stock jumping 25%. Shack reporting earnings, the burger joint, up 18% for the week. MTCH, that stock jumping 14% for the week. RKDA, as we've mentioned, for this week, up over 123% for the week on RKDA. It's in the ag sector, so big volume coming in. This was a beaten down name, starting to maybe turn the corner. RKDA, may want to keep that one on watch for the next few weeks, actually. That's going to be on our stocks to watch. That'll be part of this video coming up in a moment. TTOO, this stock jumping this week on heavy volume, up 54%. CTST climbing this week over in the cannabis space. Maybe takeover chatter around this name. CTST up 40% for the week. TSN reported earnings, giving Beyond Meat a little bit of competition here. This stock moving up 11% for the week. TTWO climbing 6% for the week. OSTK reported earnings this week, jumping 19% there. FNKO, the toy maker, jumping 6% for the week. Amgen, as we mentioned earlier on that news, up almost 5% for the week. ALLK, significant phase 2 information came out on this stock, jumping 174% for the week on ALLK. And then some of your stocks that were down this week. MNST, this stock dropping 5% for the week. IBM over in the Dow, down over 7% this week, down 7.5%. Caterpillar got downgraded this week, down 4% for the week. Intel having a tough week versus AMD. down 6% for the week. KHC reported earnings. This stock dropping 18% for the week. And as you can see, this thing has been in a downtrend, continues to be in a downtrend, down 18% this week. DBX, they came out with earnings not good enough there, down 19% on this name. Let's see, Under Armour dropped another 5.5% this week. CPRI, Capri, which used to be the old Coors, this one dropping almost 7% for the week. LB, L Brands dropping 5-6% for the week on L Brands. Rig in the oil services sector dropping 18% for the week. True came out with earnings. They didn't like what they heard there, down 34% for the week there. Triple D came out with earnings down 16% for the week. FLR getting crushed further this week, down another 14%. That one is a disaster right now. CHK dropping this week. Chesapeake Energy dropping 12% for the week. Win came out with earnings this week, and they didn't like what they heard there, down 9%. NAV earnings dropping 13%. Teva for this week dropping another 11%. Buffett, a holder here, I believe, with 42 million shares. We'll have to see when they report their holdings for Buffett, but this one dropping 11% after their earnings came out. HEAR here, Turtle Beach reported earnings down 13%. Letter M, which reports earnings coming up, down 9% this week. JCPenney below $1, down 17%. Ameren, this stock dropping 14% this week. The FDA plans to hold advisory committee in November, so that'll be coming up for Ameren from the FDA, dropping 14%. SRPT, this stock dropping 14% for the week. It was down even further. The FDA is going to adverse event report for SRPT from the FDA, so that one knocked that one down. NKTR also dropping this week, down 33% for the week. Some other news stories that came out this week that passed. JCPenney, they received a warning from the NYSE about delisting. I forgot to mention that. And then BYND, the Beyond Meat, will not be going to Japan. All right, so they're backing out of that. PCG, 2.6 billion in losses from the wildfires on PCG, and then AVGO, they bought out Symantec, SYMC, for 10.7 billion. So AVGO, Broadcom buying out Symantec for 10.7 billion. Let's see if there was anything else as far as news stories. Nope, that's pretty much it. Dropbox was down on reduced revenue. Forgot to mention that. So reduced their revenue, so that hit that stock on Dropbox. So I was going to put the stocks to watch video in combined with this one, but I don't want to make this one too long. So we'll come back with another video in a little bit. So, SPY, the bulls did hang in there this week. Let's see what they want to do, if they can continue moving up, or are we going to break that 290 area again and maybe retest the 150 SMA. And if that breaks, maybe we head back down to the 200 SMA on the SPY. So a lot of trade talk still to go between the U.S. and China. That's the big overhang right now on the markets. So we'll be back in a little bit with another video, Stocks to Watch. This is Mike from ZoZoStockWatch.com.